Parc Saint Paul is situated only 2 hours from the heart of Paris, and with it being home to over 40 rides and attractions, it is easy to see why it is loved by so many. However, today we're going to count down the top 10 rides at Parc Saint Paul. Starting off at number 10, we have Aqua Splash. And no matter whether you want to head down a ginormous water slide in a dinghy or are just feeling very competitive, then this is the ride for you. Similar to many of these family dinghy slides from all around the world, as soon as you have made it to the top and boarded with up to one other person, you will head down this very bumpy slide at a fast speed. Nevertheless, what I particularly love about this attraction is that there are 4 slides, meaning that if you are in a bigger group, you can race each other down and see who becomes the Aqua Splash champion. You can't have a theme park without a pirate ship, and Parc Saint Paul is no exception, as for our number 9 spot we have l'Arc de Noé. However, instead of being themed towards a pirate adventure, instead, as you can probably guess by the name, Noah's Ark. And from the moment you see this ride with all of the incredible rockwork and animals surrounding it, you will definitely feel immersed in the story. And on ride does not disappoint either, especially if you do get the back or front row, with your boat rocking back and forth to extreme heights, all within the 2-minute duration. Have you ever wanted to feel as if you are flying through the air? Well, if so, then you must take a ride on our number 8 spot, and I apologise in advance for my pronunciation, Chaises Aériennes, as you can probably guess by the name, this is the chair swing attraction. Yet before we do begin to talk about the ride itself, with this probably being the most common type of ride around the world, if you are heading to the park on a busy day, then we would suggest riding the more unique attractions first. Nevertheless, if you do get a chance to ride, you will definitely be in for a treat, with you getting to board either a 1 or 2 person seat, which will then rise, spin and tilt through the sky. For our number 7 spot on our top 10 list, things are about to turn a little bit Jurassic, as we have Dino Splash, the park's log flume attraction, and therefore if you are heading to Parc Saint Paul on a hot French day, then you should definitely take a ride on this attraction, and if you are not, well, you should take a ride anyway, as with it featuring everything from drops with bounces to flow sections to of course some very awesome dinosaur theming. From the moment you board this ride, you will have the most raw-tastic time ever. Ding ding. So with all of that and so much more, we think that Dino Splash is perfect at the number 7 spot. From a dinosaur themed log flume to a dinosaur themed disco, for our number 6 position we have Dino Disco, the ride which has taken the word dizzy to the next level. However, we'll get onto that later on, as first of all I have got to talk about the theming, as out of all the Zamperla discos that I have ever reviewed, I don't think I've ever seen one that looks quite like this, with all of the rockwork, waterfalls and dinosaur seats, which I have got to admit is the best part of the ride. Although it does not stop there, as once you have boarded with the very awesome dinosaur seats, you will spin around whilst also rising up and down the W-shaped track. How cool is that? Top 5 were and coming in for this position, as well as our first roller coaster on the list, we have Aero Train, and despite it being one of the smallest coasters at the park, as soon as your lap bars have been lowered and you make up that first lift hill, you will know that you are in for a treat. and you would not be wrong, as with it featuring many drops, bank turns, helixes, and some good old airtime across its 2-lap custom layout. This ride is so much fun for both adults and kids alike. Hopefully though, they can add some more theming in the future, as for a mascot themed ride, it does look a little plain. If you have ridden Aero Train and are still looking for a little bit more thrills though, then do not fear, as Parc Saint Paul has you covered with our number 4 position, Le Wild Train, and since its debut all the way back in 2000 as the park's first ever roller coaster, this has always been, believe it or not, a little bit wacky. Nevertheless, if you do remove the fact that it can be very rough at times, especially on the back row, with it featuring such amazing drops, twists and turns, as well as plenty of airtime hills, it is still a really good fun ride for the family, and therefore we would feel wrong not to put it at number 4 on our list. Here we are at the top 3 rides at the park, and if you are scared of heights then skip to number 2, as for this position we have Le Tour Descente Extreme, and standing at a height of 40 meters, already I know some of you are like, no way Jose, but we are no way near over yet, as after you have climbed up that very slow lift hill to the top and enjoyed that spectacular view across the park as well as the surrounding area, you will plummet back down to the bottom, and you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that is intense. Between number 2 and 1 it was tough, however after a lot of consideration we have decided to put La Souris Verte at number 2, as even though it is a wild mouse, it is actually so much fun with you and up to 3 others getting to board your very own wild mouse themed car, which will then head around many wild mouse drops, twists, turns, as well as those sharp brake runs that we all know and love. But it is not all easy coasting, as halfway along your journey the mouse will begin to spin. Yes, you heard me right, you will spin around those twists, turns and drops, and trust me when I say you will have a very dizzy experience that will never be forgotten. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and in our opinion the best ride and the park is going to Wood Express. And where do I begin when talking about this ride? As if I was going to talk about every great part, we would quite literally be here all day. But to start from the beginning, at the moment you see this ride, you will instantly want to ride with its incredible 1,558 foot of wooden structure, and wow, on ride is another level, with your car completing, and get ready for it, a 50-foot drop, many twists and turns, as well as a whopping 13 moments of airtime, all within a minute. So if this does not make you want to ride, I honestly do not know what will, and therefore I think it is very easy to see why it is our favourite ride at Parc Saint Paul. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.